Hello viewers, we are back again with yet another feature of the month video on SQList, and this time we are going to cover sending email alerts if there is any error in replication. So in the latest version of SQList, we have introduced an awesome new feature that allows admins to get email alerts if there is any errors in their replication. Now, this feature will allow them to basically easily troubleshoot if there's any errors with the connectivity of the replication or any settings in the replication that are not working. So, for instance, if you have either changed the password of any of the connections, or if you have changed the database name, or anything like that. If there's any error in the replication, you will get notifications for that. All right, so let's jump into the demo. Let's open up our SQL List Manager. And in SQL List Manager, you will see in the latest version, there is a new option at the bottom left, email alert settings. And now this is where you can set up your email alerts. So you can basically provide some information about your SMTP host and the authentication user that you want to use for your emails. From email address to email address, that is basically where you want your email alerts to be sent to, and some other settings as well. If I test these settings, this will allow me to make sure that my settings are correct if the email can be sent to that inbox. All right, so let's test it out. So let's say we have our application here. Okay, let me try to add something in. Let's resynchronize all rows for this application. And we can request resynchronize. That will only run when we start the service, which is not started yet. But let's have a look at the database connection which is being utilized for this replication. If I click on edit, it is using a normal SA user with the password. If I test connection, it should be successful. So it's all working here fine now. All right, so let's just do one thing. Before I start the SQL list, now we want to throw an error during the replication, right? So the easiest way to test it is, let me go here and change the password of the SA account. So now I have changed the account password for SA. That means that the password that was used for this connection in database shouldn't work anymore. Right, so let's start the SQL list now. All right, so the replication has begun. The replication service has begun, and now if I go to my email address, so this was the first email that we tested out for to check our settings were fine. And as you can see here, I have received another error that the connection to database has failed. Now this is obviously because I have changed the password. And if I go back to my SQL, here you can see again another password error. So now if I go back to my SQL List Manager, okay, let's just stop this service for now. If I go to database connections, I'll see that if I edit here, the test connection will also fail. So if I now change the password to reflect what I have changed in my database, there you go. It should work fine now. And if I restart again, then I won't be receiving any error alerts. And if I go back to my email settings, so if I want to stop receiving email alerts, all I need to do is to uncheck it from here. And this will, and then I won't receive any email alerts anymore if there are any errors. All right, so that's all there is to it. It's pretty easy feature to configure, but yet it provides a lot of benefits when it comes to troubleshooting or finding anything wrong with your replications.